Hi, this is Blair, and I want to welcome you all this evening. Did you ever get what you thought was a really good deal on a trip, only to discover that when you got there, you had extra expenses you hadn't anticipated? I have, and that good deal I thought I was getting turned out to be not so good. So I've meticulously crafted a one-of-a-kind package with the perfect balance of touring and free time at a fantastic price. I know you're all anxious to find out what's included in the safari, so I'm going to do a quick overview and then I will go over the pricing. After an overnight flight that leaves the U.S. on January 9th, you'll spend 4 days in Cape Town at the Southern Sun Cullinan Hotel. It is a 4-star hotel that's centrally located. This is what the outside of the hotel looks like, and this is what a room in the hotel looks like. Balance of the day that you arrive will be at leisure, so you can recover from jet lag and be refreshed for tomorrow's exciting activities. This is what the pool area looks like if you decide you want to take a dip. After breakfast the following morning at the hotel, you'll be met by your guide for a full-day Cape Peninsula tour, an area that's unusually rich in biodiversity. This will be an opportunity to see some of the endemic wildlife, like these Cape zebras and unique plants of South Africa. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive to the Cape of Good Hope at the tip of Cape Peninsula that will be broken up with fascinating stops along the way. The first stop will be to Hout Bay and experience a cruise to view the seals on Seal Island. We will depart from Hout Bay Harbor and ferry across to the nearby Seal Island, where thousands of Cape fur seals can be seen in their natural habitat. Afterwards, we will continue our journey to the Cape Point Nature Preserve while enjoying the stunning scenery along the way. Cape Point lies at the southwestern tip of Africa and offers great views. A funicular called the Flying Dutchman will take you to enjoy the famous ocean views that are more than 650 feet above the sea. The spectacular scenery with its deserted beaches coupled with zebras, antelopes such as springbok, eland, otters, and the mischievous baboons and plenty of fimbros, which are flowers that exist nowhere else on Earth, make this one of the Cape's must-see destinations. We will stop for lunch before paying a visit to the penguins on Boulders Beach and then on to Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens. Boulders Beach is home to the famous colony of jackass penguins, so called for their hilarious braying call. This is a truly special experience. You can walk along the boardwalk and view hundreds of these adorable birds in their natural environment. Our last stop before heading back to the hotel is Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens. On the lower slopes of Table Mountain, the beautiful garden showcases some of the Cape's rich flora. Kirstenbosch is rated as one of the best botanical gardens in the world. This evening, you'll have an opportunity to explore on your own. Cape Town is a foodie's paradise where you can discover some of the restaurants and nightlife Cape Town is so famous for. Unsure where to go? I'll be happy to give restaurant recommendations. The next day, after breakfast at the hotel, we were met by our guide for a full-day Cape Winelands tour. This area is famous for being one of the best wine-growing regions in the world. We will visit the towns of Paarl, Stellenbosch, and Franschhoek. Included will be 2 wine tastings, a cellar tour, and lunch. This evening, again, you're on your own to explore the rich nightlife of Cape Town. With a 15-to-1 rand to dollar conversion rate, you will enjoy fine dining and an evening out without breaking the bank. Today, you'll be free to explore on your own or relax by the pool. Perhaps you'll choose to stroll the Victoria and Albert waterfront, or go to the top of Table Mountain, or even take a township tour about the culture and history of South Africa. You can take a boat to Robben Island and see where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 18 years. You can visit the Two Oceans Aquarium and see the sea creatures that live there, that live where the Indian and Atlantic Oceans meet the tip of Africa. If you're up for unique adventure, you can see great white sharks from the safety of a steel cage. We can help set you up with these tours ahead of time so you don't waste a minute of your trip or possibly miss out if a tour is sold out. The following day after breakfast at the hotel, you'll be met by your guide for the transfer to the airport to board the flight to Kruger National Park. On arrival, you'll be met by the local English-speaking driver for the transfer to the Waterside Lodge, where you'll be greeted by the staff and shown to your room. After lunch, there's free time to relax during the heat of the day. All guests will congregate in the late afternoon for a high tea before embarking on your first open vehicle game drive under the guidance of your experienced ranger and tracker team in search of Africa's famous wildlife. At sunset, you pause for sundowners in the bush to toast the end of another day in Africa before continuing the safari after dark with the aid of powerful spotlights to glimpse some of the elusive nocturnal game. Afterwards, return to the lodge for dinner. Enjoy the next 2 full days on safari. Your twice daily safaris take place at dawn and dusk when the bush is at its most active and chances of viewing game are the best. Your experienced ranger and tracker team will help you make the most of your time on safari through their extensive knowledge of the African bush. The reserve is home to a wide variety of African game, including the Big Five, which are lion, elephant, rhino, leopard, and buffalo. Safaris are conducted in 4x4 vehicles, which allow you a truly thrilling safari experience. On your final day, awake for a final morning safari in this unspoiled wilderness, and the last chance to maybe spot an elusive leopard. Return to the lodge for a hearty breakfast before the transfer to the airport to board the flight to Johannesburg and then onward to the flight home. You'll arrive home the next day. The land cost for this trip is at the fantastic rate of $25.95 per person sharing and $34.25 for a single. What is included in this price is 4 nights at the Southern Sun Conan, 3 nights safari experience at the Waterside Lodge, located in the best game viewing area in Kruger National Park. Included are 7 breakfasts, 5 lunches, 3 dinners, ground transfers in air-conditioned vehicles, all park fees, safari activities, and all fees for the Winelands and Cape Peninsula tours. Basically, most of your trip expenses are covered in the price. Additional expenses would be driver guide and ranger gratuities, some alcoholic beverages, and your flights to New York. I say New York because the shortest air routes are serviced by South African Airways out of New York. While the cost for air will depend on when you purchase it, round-trip international air from New York, all international air within South Africa will run about $1,500 a person. The deposit for the land is $700 per person for 2 people in a room, $900 for a single traveler. It's non-refundable, so I suggest that you purchase travel insurance. The insurance cost is based on your age, so that would have to be quoted on an individual basis. I've secured the rate on this fabulous trip only until Wednesday, June 8th. This group is limited to only 24 people or less if the Safari Lodge becomes full, so please don't hesitate to contact me with your questions and your deposit. If an African safari is on your bucket list, don't let this opportunity pass you by. My contact information is on the screen, and I look forward to talking to you. Thank you so much.